About a month ago, I did a video on my comments regarding the Cash for Clunkers program, which was at that time still pending. Well, they managed to pass it. Well, at the time, I raised the question of who was going to be benefited by it, because the big three automakers in Detroit didn't seem to build enough fuel-efficient vehicles. Well, I knew it was going to happen, and someone called me on the carpet for that. So I'd like to further expand my comment on this. The person was saying they had just gotten a vehicle which got an okay mileage. I actually own one of the American-made cars, and it gets around 30 miles to the gallon. I've owned it for about 6 years. Here's the rub. The car I traded in to get that was another American-made car. It was a Dodge, which got 40 miles to the gallon. I went from a very good mileage to a not-so-good mileage. And unfortunately, the car I bought was the best that that dealership had to offer. In fact, it was the best that that manufacturer had to offer. I actually lost ground on the mileage war. And in fact, that trend is not unique to just those two different manufacturers. I went from a very fuel-efficient Chrysler product, a Dodge, to a less fuel-efficient Ford. If I tried to seek out a fuel-efficient Dodge or a fuel-efficient GM, there wasn't one to be had. This is why I questioned whether the big three automakers was actually making enough fuel-efficient vehicles. Because the traditionally Asian makers, your Hondas, your Nissans, and your Toyotas, have been killing them in that market. I took advantage of the Cash for Clunkers program and traded in a minivan at 17 miles per gallon for a vehicle that gets 50 miles to the gallon. Was it an American-made vehicle? Yeah, it was American-made, but not by an American company. That is why I question the Cash for Clunkers and who it would actually help. Because the big three automakers who were supposed to try to bail out aren't making vehicles that, or enough of them, they're eligible for the Cash for Clunkers. Yes, they do make fuel-efficient vehicles, but they're not fuel-efficient enough for some of us. And I would say that those people that are going to cash in on the Cash for Clunkers program are going to be looking elsewhere and not to the big three. Because those people who are motivated to get fuel-efficient vehicles are going to look for those who are really fuel-efficient, not what Detroit has to offer.